India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act was formulated and approved in 2023, and recently, the rules related to the said act were released and approved. The government has also released a notification making the act official, and a deadline has been set for the implementation of this act. To have a strong understanding of the act, it is best to do a raw reading of the act, along with details of various chapters, sections, subsections, etc. This is a series, and in the first video we will go through various chapters and try to understand the structure of the act. In subsequent videos we will do a deep dive into each chapter and all the sections. The act is called the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, 2023. It received the assent of the President of India on the 11th of August 2023. It is described as an act that provides for processing of digital personal data. While recognizing the right of an individual to protect their personal data at the same time, it is addressing the need for processing such data for lawful purposes. The act is divided into 9 chapters. They are preliminary, obligations of data fiduciary, rights and duties of data principal, special provisions, data protection board, powers, functions and procedures, appeal and alternative dispute resolution, penalties and adjudication, and miscellaneous. In the coming slides, we will go through each chapter and understand at a high level as to what each of these chapters comprises. The first chapter is the preliminary chapter. It has only 3 sections, but it provides definition to 28 terminologies, including definition of 5 key entities. It also explains what's covered and what's exempt under the Act. The sections are: 1 is short title and commencement, 2 is definitions, 3 is applications. The second chapter is regarding obligations of data fiduciary. Definition of the term data fiduciary is given in Chapter 1, Section 2. In this chapter there are 7 sections, which specifies 2 grounds of processing, 9 legitimate use scenarios. 18 years is the threshold for considering a user as a child or not. Significant data fiduciaries have to include 2 additional roles and 2 additional compliance checks. The sections are: 4 is grounds of processing, 5 is notice, and 6 is consent. 7 is legitimate uses, 8 is general obligations, 9 is children's data, 10 is additional obligations of SDF. Chapter 3 is regarding rights and duties of data principal. In this chapter there are 5 sections which provide for 4 rights and 5 duties, and data principal has 2 tiers of redressal mechanism. The sections are: 11 is right to access information, 12 is right to correction and erasure, 13 is right to grievance redressal, 14 is right to nomination, 15 is duties of data principal. Next chapter is on special provisions. There are 2 sections, and the focus area is 2. The cross-border transfer approach is through a negative list, and there are 4 major exemptions and 6 general exemptions. The sections are: 16 is processing data outside India, 17 is exemptions. Chapter 5 is regarding the Data Protection Board of India. There are total 9 sections in this chapter, which specifies tenure of members as 2 years. Members are eligible for reappointment. Cooling off period is 1 year. Members can be disqualified under 5 grounds, and the legal status of the members are that of a public servant. The sections are: 18 is establishment of board, 19 is composition and qualification of members, 20 is salary, allowances and terms, 21 is disqualification and continuation, 22 is resignation and vacancy, 23 is proceedings of board, 24 is officers and employees, 25 is public servants, 26 is powers of chairperson. This chapter is regarding powers, functions, and procedures to be followed by the board. There are 2 sections, which give the legal status of a civil court to the board, 5 sources of inquiry, 3 powers of a civil court, and requirement of digital proceedings. The sections are: 27 is powers and functions, 28 is procedure to be followed. Appeal and alternative dispute resolution is Chapter 7. There are 4 sections which provide filing windows of 60 and target disposal of 6 months. The sections are: 29 is appeal to appellate tribunal, 30 is orders by appellate tribunal, 31 is alternate dispute resolution, 32 is voluntary undertaking. Chapter 8 is on penalties and jurisdictions and consists of 2 sections. There is a separate schedule listing out different penalties depending on the breach categories. The board considers 7 different factors to determine the exact fine, and the collected penalties goes to the state and not to the victims. The sections are: 33 is regarding penalties, 34 is regarding crediting sums. All miscellaneous sections are clubbed under Chapter 9. There are 10 sections which provide 3 years for the government to make orders relating to removing difficulties. 3 other acts were amended: power to increase penalties up to double, all notifications and rules to be provided for parliamentary review for 30 days, and immunity for good faith actions. The sections are: 35 is protection of action in good faith. 36 is power to call for info. 37 is power to issue directions. 38 is consistency with other laws. 39 is bar of jurisdiction. 40 is power to make rules. 41 is laying before Parliament. 42 is power to amend schedule. 43 is power to remove difficulties. 44 is amendments to certain acts. The requirements of the Act are very heavy for the data fiduciary and attempts to make it simple for data principals. This clearly shows a shift in legal standpoint from privacy seen as a fundamental right to data considered as regulated assets, which will be through building trust relationships. The Act is a principle-based legislation and hence provides a high-level framework based on 7 principles, which allows it to be flexible in the dynamic environment and nitty-gritty to be guided through the rules. Thank you for watching this video relating to the raw reading of the DPDP Act. Hope you are now aware of various chapters and some data about each chapter. This was the 4th video in this series released by DPDP-Amentor.in, and more detailed and practical videos will be released periodically for your benefit. Please visit our YouTube channel at DPDP Mentor, as well as our website DPDP-Amentor.in regularly to check out other informative resources. Wishing you a successful DPDP Act implementation.